Anne, who's got the wheelbarrow at the moment, smile to the cameras, Anne, has been with us for 10 years, day in, day out, weekends, nightfall. And Diana, who's hiding down behind there, is another one of our 10-year volunteers, and they're here every day, come whatever weather, cleaning out all the rubbish and the dirt and everything else, cleaning out the kennels, washing them out, taking the dogs for a walk, and they're absolute brilliant. And we have several of people like that coming, but we can, as Janet said, I'm sure earlier, and if she didn't, I'll do it now, that we can never have enough. You know, we always need people here to help out, and because we have to keep our costs down, so we can't employ too many people, because we're entirely voluntary. But these are two. I'm glad they came on camera, because we got a shot of them, because they're two of our stalwarts and our longest serving kennel volunteers.
That's excellent. Justin's actually doing some real work for once.
Actually, if we put one of the wheelbarrows inside, we can transfer.
Oh, I see, right, okay.
Let's get these out first.
Sorry? Yeah, okay, right, okay. Let's get this done first.
The food's arriving for the dogs. So Janet, here we are at your new offices. Can you tell us, now this is the block, isn't it? The whole length.
Yes.
How many offices are in there?
In terms of office space, actually, that's quite a small portion of the overall building. We have an area here at this corner that we're looking at here, which is a sort of reception area, visitors area. The opposite corner, the other side of the front door, will be the admin office. So that's where our administrator, myself and various other people will be doing the bulk of the paperwork.
Now, David told me earlier that for the first time in 10 years, you're going to be enjoying the pleasures of an indoor toilet.
For the first time in 20 years, yes. Absolutely, I can't wait.
And he also mentioned that there's going to be a shower for staff and a wet room for the dogs.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, if the workmen weren't in there, we'd be able to go in and just have a look. Yes, there's certainly there's quite a big vet clinic there, and at the side of that there is a big wet room with a shower and a bath for the dogs. There are 2 toilets for staff and visitors, a small kitchen area, a changing and shower area for the volunteers, 8 quarantine pens for dogs, a huge cat area at the back of the building, and a couple of storerooms. So it's actually quite in terms of office space, very little office space comparatively, but far more than we've ever had before, and the other facilities will be wonderful.
So you mentioned a cat area. Does Adana rescue cats at the moment too?
We do have some cats. Unfortunately, we haven't had the facilities for many cats. We had a small area at the old kennels, but very, very small. In fact, one of my cats at home came from Adana as a kitten. But now we will be able to take more cats than we've had before. We do have cats. Cats are a different sort of problem, really, in that there are hundreds, thousands of cats in Spain that live wild. There are groups, colonies of feral cats. Our cats tend to be domestic cats that have been pets and again abandoned, rather than taking the feral cats from the streets, which we have a different approach. We are trying desperately to instigate programs of catching, sterilising and releasing back into the communities with the cats. That's a different problem altogether.
So you're going to have a vet. Is the vet going to be based full-time on site?
At the moment we haven't got that far. Ideally that would be wonderful to have a vet who is permanently on site. We have a vet currently who comes to the kennels 3 times a week and looks at all the animals that need attention, animals that have recently arrived, to check them out, and to neuter the animals that need neutering, and to put in microchips and so on. But yes, I mean, ideally that would be the long-term goal, to have a pet vet permanently on site. Yes.
What's the plan for completion on the kennels, and well, the kennels are done. The kennels are habitable. But what's the plan for completion for this block here then, for your block?
We are trying hard, but money is running out rapidly, to at least finish the outside of this building so that it's secure, it has doors, it has windows, it has a functioning toilet, and it has the services connected and working.
Okay, and plans for the future?
Plans for the future, we would like to develop the other side of the site. The original plan was to have 2 sets of kennels, one at this side of the main building and one at the other side, which now we've got. But as you see, we have a big empty space here where the other kennel block is supposed to be. Obviously, that would be a priority. We would want to do that. We also have plans to have a pet cemetery up on the land here, because we own most of this land that you can see behind the building. So we want a pet cemetery there. We want to be able to bring visitors, parties of school children here to develop our education programme, because education is as important as responding to the need of the animals. We eventually, I hope, will be able to do the second story of this building, which was in the original plans. Long term, we would like to be redundant, really. That would be the long-term goal, so that we don't have to do any of this work, that there aren't any animals needing our help and needing rescuing, but that is...
You mentioned education, so if there are any schools out there that want to bring school groups to educate children on caring for animals, caring for dogs and cats, would you be able to do that?
Yes, I mean, as you can see, it's a building site at the moment, and also across the valley it's a building site. But yes, we have done that in the past. We've also visited schools with 2 or 3 dogs as well. And as important about care of dogs and cats is the overall attitude towards animals in general, and attempting really to change the culture that allows vast numbers of animals to be thrown out onto the carretera, onto the motorway, and left to wander and starve to death. So that's as important, that aspect of education, as looking after the pets that you've already got.
Now, Janet, please could you summarise how we can help you, how our viewers can help you, by volunteering, by making donations? How can we go about that?
Both of those, certainly. We always need volunteers in all sorts of areas. We need practical help as well, because as you can see, we have a big site here that we can't fully develop. The money's running out, but we have a small group of volunteers now who are willing to do things like joinery and tiling and painting, and maintenance jobs. So, it's not just we do have a lot of women, but we have a lot of men as well, and we need people right across the board to help us in all sorts of areas. But money, yes, fundraising events, if you just have a small coffee morning for your immediate friends and ask them to make a donation of, €5, €10, it all mounts up, and we desperately need funding.
How can we get that money to you?
People can pay by direct transfer into the bank, into the Unikaka. We have a bank account number that they can take. They can contact our administrator, who will come and collect money if there's cash to be picked up. They can also make donations through any of the hundreds now shops, bars and so on that have our collecting tins. You'll recognise them. They're red with bright yellow labels. You can make donations into any of those as well. So there are a number of ways that people can get money to us. And call in the shop as well. The shop is very much a focal point in the middle of Estepona. People can call in there and make donations of either goods to be sold or cash or their services.
Okay, so if anyone wants to help today, they can email you at...
They can email us at info at adana.es.
And is there a number they can call?
There is a number they can call. They can call my number, which is 680-927-542.
Okay, well, we've had a lovely day today at Adana. We've learnt so much. Thank you very much, Janet, for showing us around.
Thank you for coming.
We've all been touched today by the dedication of these people at Adana. Some people work here full-time every day, voluntarily, women doing really heavy work. So if you can, donate something. It doesn't need to be your money, it could be your time. If you have the money, great. Like David said earlier, if someone can just turn up with a hammer, in fact you don't even need a hammer, they have all the material, they just need someone to build pallets, anything at all, I'm sure they would appreciate any help. Thank you for joining us today. Back again tomorrow. Bye.